name's Kat.
And I'm Lola. Together, we are the Wilsons.
Yes, and this is how
the Wilsons save the world.
So, Lola, how was school?
Well, I got in trouble because I got Isham Parker to eat 3 spiders and an ant.
Why did you do that?
Insect protein, Dad? It's the future of sustainable farming.
Okay, why didn't you eat 3 spiders and an ant?
Because I'm vegan and it's gross.
Kat, how about you?
Yeah, I asked the school cook if what we were eating had palm oil in it, and she said no, she'd washed her hands carefully. It was so basic.
Right, listen, girls, we need to pop into the library to see your mum on the way home.
What, is she not coming home again? She promised she'd help me with my essay.
Oh, can I help?
Sure. It's on the use of supernatural metaphor to represent the patriarchy in Sylvia Plath's poem, Daddy.
Lola, anything on Sylvia Plath?
I'm 11, Dad. Also, I find the restrictions of poetry frivolous and reductive.
Of course you do.
How much did Wordsworth do on daffodils? He didn't once mention daffodil sap is so poisonous it can kill a squirrel. Rubbish.
Dad?
Right, best not hassle your mum, Kat. She's working really hard keeping the library open. But hey, maybe you could borrow a poetry book.
What are libraries even for?
Hello? Max? Max?
What?
Were you sleeping with your eyes open?
It's a good trick, isn't it? I glued them open with a Pritt stick.
Another double shift then?
Yeah. Sorry, love. One of the volunteers didn't show up. I've had so much coffee that you're just basically moving colours and shapes.
Can you really not come home?
Things have escalated between us and the council. Someone needs to be here 24 hours now.
So it's true. This library is open illegally.
Well, no. I mean, it's a bit illegal, but not much. I mean, it's like sharing your Netflix password or smoking a spliff.
Max?
Oh, sorry. God, I'm so tired. I'm losing all my don't say that out loud filters.
Lola, this is what's called a community library.
But what actually is that?
Well, the council came and said, we're closing it down, and we said, no, you're not, and here we all are.
So you're doing a squat?
No!
Because that would be quite cool.
Then yes! That is exactly what we're doing. Librarians are dangerous squatty outlaws, kids. Slap that on all your social medias.
You are literally from the past.
Well, I think it's great. I mean, look at all these people using the facilities just like it's a proper library.
Mike, it is...
Proper library, yes, that is what I meant. Look, Max, we're here to help. Absolutely anything at all.
Well, we need someone to mend the plumbing in the children's toilets. Mike, that was a joke. I wouldn't expect you to do that.
Yeah, sorry, I panic around spanners. It's a manspectation thing.
Manspectation?
Yeah, you know, manspectation, stuff men are supposed to know. You mentioned plumbing, I get the same reaction as when a football gets kicked near me in the park and I'm supposed to know how to kick it back. To be honest, I usually either run away and hide in a bush, or if I have to, I pick it up and walk very slowly towards one of the pairs of shorts and just roll it at his feet.
In some ways, the patriarchy has been even harder on you than it has on women, hasn't it?
Yes, no. That was a trap, wasn't it?
Yes, it was a trap, Mike, yeah.
So, are there any poetry books, Mum? Like Sylvia Plath?
I think so.
Great, because you said you'd help me with my essay.
Although, remember, all our books are donated from the neighbourhood now. I mean, people mean well, but...
What's the problem?
Look in that room there.
Right, wow, this appears to be about 1,200 copies of 50 Shades of Grey.
Yep, there's enough shades of grey in here to qualify as a Farron Ball colour chart.
What are you going to do with them all?
Well, with some clever stacking, we made a 4-poster bed for the volunteers to sleep on.
Why do they need to sleep here?
Well, while we're technically squatting, we have to make sure that they don't sneakily pop in and take the building back.
Who?
Cox from the council.
Language?
No, Digby Cox.
Oh.
He's the councillor in charge of budgets, and he's vicious. He's like the Freddy Krueger of austerity. I just want him to come down and see what we're doing here with no money.
How much are they even saving?
Well, that's the mad thing. It costs the council 3 times more to shut a library building down than it does to keep it open. They just don't understand why libraries matter.
Yeah, but do they actually, though?
Yes. Because, well, what if there was a little girl and she loves to read and she's as bright as a diamond and her family don't care and it's only the library that brings her to life? But She sees that reading sets you free and that books can give you magical powers. Because that was me, Kat. That was me.
Are you sure, Mum? Because that does sound a lot like the plot of Matilda.
Well, perhaps, but if keeping the doors of this library open stops all the little Matildas falling through the cracks, then I'll keep going. Mike, why are you looking at me like that?
I fancy you so much.
Get a room, why don't you?
There's one in there with a bed made out of books.
Look, listen, guys, I know it's hard on all of us. It's not for much longer. There's one more bit of outside funding that we can apply for and... Oh, hello.
Hello.
I'm Maxine, Chief Librarian. How can I help?
I'm Ben Putnam from Councillor Cox's office. We've got some good news about the future of this building.
Oh, great.
Did you know this is the oldest library in the county? Such a beautiful building, full of history.
Oh, so you read the proposal pack we sent you?
Yes, it was very helpful. It made us realise just how valuable this building is.
That's amazing.
I'm glad you think so, because we're selling the whole thing to Weatherspoons.
The pub? But this is a library.
Yes, it was. And that's why they've agreed to honour the building's heritage and call it the Book and Pint.
What? The Book and Pint?
You've got 48 hours to remove everything, including yourself, from the building, and then we'll send in some enormous men to help.
Hang on.
Oh, and we're turning off the electricity.
When?
Just then. Goodbye.
Dad, what's happening?
The lights have gone.
The books are falling!
Lola!
I'm okay. I'm just trapped under a pile of... Oh, what's this? 50 Shades of Grey.
Oh my God, there's some daylight in that room. Lola, don't accidentally read that.
Oh, too late. Oh, Dad, it's disgusting. The syntax is all over the place. It's like the author hasn't even considered the fundamentals of storytelling.
Lola, get out of there.
Look, no need to panic, everyone. I'm sure it's just a temporary thing. I mean, you don't have to... Hey, oh, don't leave.
Who are they?
The volunteers, they're going.
Oh, I'm so sorry, Max.
Mum, me too.
You work so hard. It's not fair.
It's over. Oh, it bloody can't be. Not like this.
Right, look, don't worry. I know what to do. I can fix this.
Well, you know how to get the power back on?
That, no.
Well, you know how to stop them storming the building?
Or that, no. But I do know someone who does. Someone who's really good at this.
Oh? No. Mike, no.
Yes.
No, Mike, no.
There you go, mate. Whereas 22, that's 14 quid. I don't know why you'd come to this horrible industrial estate at 5 in the morning. Is it drugs or guns?
No, I'm meeting someone who works here.
Because you can get those on the internet nowadays.
Yeah, keep the change. Listen, would you mind waiting while
Password?
Oh, hello. I'm here for the...
What's the password?
Namaste.
Welcome to Dawn Yoga. Downward dog. Plank. Downward dog. Plank. 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 Yoga! Come on, ladies. What's the first thing to go? Your arms. What's the next thing? Your husbands. As the Buddha said, life is suffering, and you want a tummy you can bounce 5 peas off. You want an answer to the emptiness inside you. You want a pelvic floor like a Canadian bear trap. In 3, 2, and child's pose. And eyes closed, down on your mats and off to bye-byes. Michael Wilson, outside.
Hello, Pauline.
Michael?
So, Dawn Yoga, eh?
Oh, it's a brilliant racket, Michael. Fill a crappy warehouse with joss sticks and Poundland fairy lights. Call it urban yoga, charge a tenner a whack, that's gentrification.
But you're so mean to them.
Oh, they love it. Yummy mummies with nothing to do but clench their fanny strings and pretend there's something spiritual about it. Sometimes I just yell out an animal and see what shape they do. Uncle goats. Sideways otter.
And they're like that, do they?
These are people who are so privileged they literally need to be reminded to breathe. You're doing them a service, mate.
Well, if you say so.
Listen, you make your own luck. I'll tell you, Michael, no one's ever kissed my arse. So I studied yoga and I learned how to kiss my own.
I think this might have been a mistake. I'd forgotten what you're like.
That's why you need me. What I'm like.
If you could just come to the library, tell us what we're doing wrong. You're good at that.
I'm the best, mate. What I don't know about peaceful community activism, you could write on the back of a fag packet. Let's go.
What about your yoga class?
Oh, they're fine. Left them doing a bit where you have a little nap. I'll pop back in a bit, bang a gong, and tell them they've had a spiritual awakening.
Thanks for this, Pauline.
I'm not doing this for you, Michael. I'm doing it for Max. Glad I can finally find a way to actually do something useful for my daughter.
Max, you're still cross at me, aren't you? I can tell because you just lifted an entire shelf of Stephen King's on your own. One day, Max, I'm going to ask her why she dislikes me so much.
Oh, it's not personal. It's just she was a single mum in the 80s and she felt judged by everyone. The government, the papers. People talked about our family like we were subhuman scum. People like, you know, people like you.
Posh people.
Can we use that word?
I can, you can't. Posh, poshy, Poshington, posh, posh, posh.
Right, anyway, well, the posh were the enemy.
Well, fair enough. I mean, we're posh.
Well, it's hardly fair on you, though, is it? I mean, the world has changed since then. I don't crimp my hair or fancy Phil Collins anymore. I mean, she should really realise that she doesn't have a monopoly on being oppressed.
You fancied Phil Collins?
Plus, she thinks you made me take your name when we got married.
But I never did that. I said at the time I would completely respect you rejecting that outdated construct. You could have kept your name.
I know, but my surname was Clench. Maxine Clench. I'd have married Harold Shipman if he'd have asked me. I just told you not to get her involved.
Yeah, but Max, she's done this sort of thing before. Greenham Common, Occupy. You're tough, Max, but you're not chaining yourself by the throat to a fracking crane tough. And she wants to help you.
You don't know what she's like. She was a great mum, but she didn't do touchy-feely. You know, birthdays, presents, Christmas, all that. My earliest memory is her chasing her Father Christmas out of a shopping centre, calling him a fat red capitalist oppressor.
That is awful.
No, it's not. We were broke. I had to think of a reason why the kids weren't getting presents. Think about that, Michael, you toffee-nosed swan toucher.
Hello, Mum.
Max, hello, love. You lost weight?
Actually, Mum, we don't use the W word.
The what?
The girls weigh themselves in terms of their achievements and values.
Yes, Lola weighs a starred A in her English essay and a duck pond she built in the park.
Oh, what a load of discharge. Be a feminist and still care what your bum looks like in jeans. How's this siege going, then?
It's not a siege. I'm just trying to keep the library open.
If there's uniforms outside and us in here and we're not moving, it's a siege.
I don't want it to be a siege.
Well, we can't all have what we want, or I'd be wearing Boris Johnson's pelt as a hat. It has to be a siege. I've got the Occupy lads setting up a sound system.
Oh, good. Shall I pop and get my Les Mis CD?
Is this even the right thing to be doing? I don't even know what it means to be good anymore.
I've dealt with these council lightweights before. They don't give a monkeys as long as they can go home at 5 p.m. It's who cares wins, and we care the most.
I'm tired, Mum.
Oh, boo-hoo, everyone's tired. Hurry up.
Mum, I'm too tired for barricades.
You on the barricades, listen to this. No one is coming to help with a fight. You're on your own. You have no friends. Give up your guns or die.
Bloody Nora, it's Michael Ball on ketamine.
Look, can you please try and not be horrible to Mike?
Love, you know what? Since you've asked, No, sorry, I really can't.
Eh?
Right, list your assets.
Well, we've got a few volunteers, and there's Mike.
And...
Do you hear the people sing?
And we've got some big staplers and the remains of a kids' project where they tried to build a medieval trebuchet.
A what?
It's like a big wooden catapult. And lots of copies of 50 Shades of Grey.
Well, I've heard worse.
Oh, yes.
And my crew's got the electrics back on.
Oh, yes.
And my crew's got the electrics back on. First and absolutely most important thing for rallying the troops, tea. No one does anything without tea. Michael,
Oh, yes, happy to help. Anything at all, right?
can you fix the leak in the kids' box?
No.
I'll just go out and get an absolute crate load of tea bags.
Sure, absolutely. Now,
And
shall
if you so much as mention Roy Bosch, I will stuff 50 Shades of Earl Grey right up your nose.
Right.
Hey, Mum. Lola wanted to help with the siege.
It's not a siege.
It better be. I've painted my face blue and I've learnt the big speech from Henry V. We few, we happy few, we band of brothers.
And sisters. God, Shakespeare is so sexist.
Your grandma's upstairs rallying the troops.
Once more, unto the breach, dear friends.
So, Grandma's helping then.
I hate to say it, but she's actually getting stuff done. She shows up, shouts to everyone to try harder, and things start to change. She's scary Poppins.
And she's got really weird stuff in her handbag.
True.
So, does that mean you can give me a hand with my Sylvia Plath homework?
Oh, cats, yes, of course. Just give me a couple of hours.
Wow. Thanks a lot, Mum. If you expect nothing from somebody, you are never disappointed.
What was that supposed to mean?
Sylvia Plath, the bell jar. I thought you'd know that.
Oh, sorry, love. It's just Councillor Cox. He's finally coming down to see the place, and maybe we can talk him out of the Wetherspoons deal.
Oh, sure. I mean, great.
What?
But maybe people actually want a Wetherspoons, Mum? Did you think of that? The Spoons has Curry Club, Mum. The libraries have Curry Club.
People need libraries.
Why, though? We've got the internet now.
Cat.
I'm back.
Right, help me out, Mike. Explain to Kat about libraries.
Yeah, Dad. Explain to me how this is still a thing.
Tell her, Mike, think about all the places like this that you went to when you were a kid. Come on, Mike.
Max, well,
What?
this is the only library I've ever been to.
What? Don't be daft. Everyone's been to a library.
No, not me. Before I met you, I'd never been to a library.
What, Mike? Posh people still read books.
Yes, but we buy them. I mean, I had been in a library, but not one that was open to the public.
Wow.
Look, when I was a kid, there was the lower school library, the upper school library, the prefect's library, and there was a room we used to be allowed to have scones and tea in, and that was just called the Tuck Library.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, my friend Josh's house had a library with one of those staircases on wheels you could roll round the books so you could get at the fat leather ones at the top with his family in.
Wow, Dad, that is some Hogwarts realness. Did your post get delivered by Owl?
Honestly, look, I do know how weird all this is, Max, but I didn't choose how I grew up. Me never using a library's no weirder than you never singing songs about the Glorious 12th or having pate for breakfast.
Mike, honestly, I don't know what to do with that.
What's going on?
Councillor Cox must be here.
What's all that noise?
The roof. Your mum, she's on the roof.
Oi, take that!
Yeah, get 'em, Grandma!
Mum, what's going on?
Please, cease fire. We come in. Hey, out.
Take that, you big Tory! Tory!
Yeah, you Tory!
Oh, my Lord, what is that?
Fire!
Mum, what are you doing?
Well, my darling daughter, fire! This wonderful library showed a load of kids how medieval siege weapons would have worked. And then gave them the time and equipment to make this.
Fire!
Startling. modelling the accurate trebuchet. Fire!
That hurts.
Help! Bookmageddon, words can totally hurt you!
So I soaked these copies of 50 Shades of Grey in 50 shades of whatever that was in the kids' toilet. And now I'm using this catapult to launch them at those funny blokes in tabards. Nice shot, Lola.
Oh, my captain, my captain.
Could you please stop launching We Soak literature at the people who are deciding the future of the library?
Righto. Well, what would you like me to soak them with?
Nothing.
But they won't go as far.
Mum! Stop!
Cowards! Retreat! Run away!
See, they're pulling back. What did I tell you? We've won.
No, Mum, we haven't. I asked Councillor Cox to come here.
Oh.
Grandma, if we turn the trebuchet left a bit, I think I can hit his Volvo.
Do it, soldier.
Not my fault.
Oh my God, you're impossible. That's it. The one person we could have reasoned with thinks we're a bunch of violent hippie idiots. She's turned our pacifist daughter into Game of Thrones. I caught her trying to buy a longbow on Amazon.
She went on Amazon? Look, I am sorry, Max.
No, you're not. You're glad it's over so I can come home.
That's not fair.
Oh, please, don't pretend like you understand any of this.
Actually, I think I do understand
No,
this.
you don't. How could you? It's people like you who close down libraries.
Okay. Ouch. I'm just gonna go.
Good idea.
Love, sit down for a minute. Have a brew.
I can't have a brew. I need to find new homes for all these books. I'm not having Weatherspoons use Jane Eyre as a coaster.
Put her down, love. It's not over yet. Why isn't Michael helping? Where is he? Poncing up and down the river in a straw boat, eh?
I don't know.
Oh, this is no fun if you don't fight back.
I'm done fighting. It's not the 80s, Mum. The game's changed.
You're giving up now? You were raised in a library. As soon as you realised you could read the dirty bits in a Jackie Collins without getting told off, you hated library books. And now you're giving up.
Yes, I'm taking the day off from saving the world. And I'm going to save one person instead. Cat. I'm going to keep my promise.
Put down those boxes. Please.
Where have you been?
I'm probably seeing if he can sell off the local school playing field so him and his knobby mates can play Quidditch on it.
Shut up, Mum.
Max, I was thinking about the conversation we had. You know, people who close down libraries are just like me.
Mike, we don't have to...
No, look, you're right. It is people who grew up like me, so I went to see him.
Who?
Councillor Cox.
What did you say?
Well, I asked him if he'd ever been in a library, a public one. And he said no, but he had once eaten a heron. I know. So I told him what actually happens in here. You know, children's story time, adult literacy courses, all the stuff you do, coffee mornings and IT lessons for pensioners, a physical place that's for everybody. I told him all of that. And do you know what?
What?
He didn't care. Turns out he couldn't give a toss about all the little Matildas.
Right.
So then I showed him the sums, your sums, the ones that show it's cheaper to keep the library open than it is to try and close it. So they're letting you stay open.
Mum,
Wait, what?
Mum, the men in tabards are leaving. Is it over? It's making a mace out of Lego.
It's true. Look, Mum, on the website. Councillor Digby Cox spearheads community library campaign.
Holy moly, we did it!
Yes!
No, hang on. Wait. Mike, so all you said was exactly the same stuff that we've been screaming at him for the last 6 months?
Yes, but... well,
Politely, in a suit, with a big smile on his big posh face.
look, maybe my way of being a good person is to get on with the not good ones.
Mike, you evil genius.
She called me Mike.
I know logically that this is a good thing, but I am boiling with rage. This isn't fair.
You know what I always say? Battles are like coal saws. There's a good time and a bad time to pick 'em. You wanted the neighbourhood to have a library. Well, it's got one.
I don't want to win like this.
Yes, you do. Mike didn't win. We all did. You're the one who kept this place open for 6 months, Max. I'm the shouty cow who made him pay attention by turning it into a fight. And Mike spoke to him in his own language, you know. 444, golf and toast. Spiffing old sport. Oh, I'm on a pony.
Plenty, Mum.
Come on, Tim.
So, does this mean the council will start funding the library again?
No, love. I mean, all it really means is we can go back to doing what we were doing before, the community library.
So, working for free and relying on donations and little bits of funding. That's great.
Kat, I can't actually tell if that was sarcastic or not.
Yeah, no, me neither. Being from this generation is exhausting.
I mean, she's right, though. I will still be knackered.
Actually, Max, I've decided something. I'm giving you a present.
What? Mum, you don't do presents.
Well, I'm doing one now. Here you go.
What am I looking at?
This. An old shouty woman. Just right for a library. Ta-da!
What?
I'm the present. I'm going to stick around for a bit.
Are you serious?
I like it here. And I can do yoga classes from the back room and make a bloody fortune.
Mum!
What? Oh, OK. I'll charge community rates.
I love a bit of yoga.
Michael, drop and show me Weeping Chinchilla.
Oh, my bones.
Kat, love, can I have a word?
Yeah, sure.
I'm sorry I've been so distracted.
I'm sorry I didn't get it.
But look, I found you this. It's a cracking book on Sylvia Plath. And I've put post-it notes on all the passages about the failings of the patriarchy, which is most of it, as it turns out.
Oi! This is a library.
The Wilson Save the World was written by Marcus Brigstocke and Sarah Morgan, with thanks to Carrie Quinlan, and starred Marcus Brigstocke as Mike, Kerry Godleman as Max, India Brown as Lola, Nia Jenkins as Kat, Lisa Tarbuck as Pauline, and Kyle Smith-Bino as everyone else. The producer was Julie Mackenzie, and it was a BBC Studios production.